Okay, we're back with part 4, which is part 2 of the middle section of the Fantaisie Impromptu. So now we're at bar 62, where we have a pianissimo. So this pianissimo is kind of a it's similar. See how we have this B, A flat, then we have B, A flat. So it's a repetition of this in variation. And the first time we have crescendo to A, then we have pianissimo B diminuendo to A. So it's like a reiteration of the same thing. So you can do this. So the idea is that the first time we have yum da dun di da, ya di da da da. And it continues back into the theme, but now we have a pianissimo. So maybe if there's one that you decide to take a massive amount of time and be very free with, if you didn't do this the first time, if that was pretty much in tempo, then this one you can do this. Play it very differently. It can work very nicely. Let's just play through this section from bar 59 to see how that sounds. And then try to pick it up again a little bit, but stay in the pianissimo. So I really like to do the silences where they're written, even if there's pedal marking here. There's a way of kind of changing the pedal. It depends if you have really big hands, then you could just hold the note, these notes, and change the pedal. If not, then you have to see if you want to do that. Sorry, I'm screwing this up. So now we have a forte written, which we did not. Did we have the first time we had it? Yes, we did have it the first time. We just don't have the sforzando. Is that the same? That's right. There's no sforzando this time on this note. There's just a forte. So you have to just go with it. As long as it's not sounding aggressive. I try to do this more with speed than weight. So that's a question of getting the speed of attack on the note to get the sound more than a kind of weight will sound too harsh for this. So we do go from a pianissimo to a forte. You just have to do whatever you do what makes sense. Don't play something because you think it's written in the score and how it should be played, and you don't like it and it doesn't make sense, but you think you're being a good musician because you're playing what's written in the score. It doesn't make sense to do with Chopin. Maybe Beethoven, if something like that doesn't make sense, maybe you're missing something. But with Chopin, we have to just think of this forte maybe as not a harsh forte, but an expansive kind of forte. And maybe prepare it a little bit with this crescendo or something, or sforzando before. If this is pianissimo. microphone. This is my phone microphone. Now maybe this one can be a little louder again. And now this is the one that I would do. Just to do something different. Maybe. Now this ritenuto, absolutely do exactly as written. And then we'll be back with that. So, this is the way I would structure this. You have to think about how to structure it because it's 3 times the same thing and it has to be different. So the first one, not too soft, but very singing and quite not too slow, but still slow. We talked about this in the other video. Maybe more, maybe less. We actually have the same thing 4 times. Okay, so I don't really like this because it sounds exactly like the first one. So maybe this one you can do a little bit softer. This is bar 51. Or more, maybe. Maybe more. If the first one was not too loud. You have to decide, but they should be different. It shouldn't sound like a complete repetition of the same thing exactly again. So we've looked at a bunch of ideas on how to do this. Change all of these ideas. You might do the first one, the one where you take the most time, or you might do the second one at bar 51 and then 53 where you take the most time, and the pianissimo section, maybe you play pianissimo but you keep it in complete tempo. That could sound very beautiful. Something like it's perfectly fine. Now you have to pick back up to get to that forte. If it sounds more like a mezzo forte, it's not the end of the world. And same thing. This one maybe less soft than the other one. Okay, so we have a few strategies to make it different. One is dynamics. Some of them are softer than others when we repeat the same thing. We have tempo. So maybe one of these you decide to relax as take all the time in the world. And maybe one of them you decide also to kind of move forward and not take so much time. That's just one more we didn't mention, but when you have this, you can do one of them. Of time there. The second one can be very nice if you don't take time. So that they're different. So taking time, dynamics, and the third thing that you can do is voicing. to bring out different voices. And these things like maybe one of them you bring out all of these voices in the left hand. So there's so many of them. Okay, we're gonna have one last part to look at, the and. Most of this is the same except for the and.